All right, Aero Superbatics wing walking formation team. Kirsten's with us, Chief Wing Walker. Dave's with us, Chief Pilot. Welcome to Air Sports News.
Hi.
Thank you.
Good to have you both here with us. Very exciting. I saw the team at the World Air Games in Dubai 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You were there, Dave?
I was there, yeah.
I think I might have interviewed you.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
With wing walking, a lot of the public who don't know much about it might imagine it's one person, one aircraft, in a harness, against a frame, quite static, just waving now and again. There's a lot more to it than that, isn't there? Kirsten, start us off. Tell me a bit more about what happens.
Yeah, it's a little bit more immersive than that. In our display, so we have we have 6 aircraft. So we can fly up to 6 pilots, 6 girls, 6 aircraft. Our general display is just the 2 girls and 2 aircraft, but we fly in formation. So the aircraft does a whole aerobatics routine, so loops and rolls, and we can also climb around the aircraft in flight. We are attached at all times, so we are safe. We've got a cable, but also we can perform gymnastic moves on top of the wing. So we've got a really special harness that allows us to do things like handstands, and it's just the best fun ever, and it's just a really awesome display. It's very, very fun, and we've got some amazing smoke as well to go with it.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. From my background as a skydiver, I want to try this because, Dave, the sensation that the walkers have got, it's almost like a free fall speed, except for skydivers, we're going down and they're going across the land.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, on the wing, they're standing upright, so they have a different perspective. Like you say, when you're skydiving, you're face down to the earth, as it were. But yeah, the speeds, they vary, really. I mean, obviously, during the display, we're flying at around 100 or 120 miles an hour, which is obviously free fall speed. But for the loop at the beginning, we start off from 1,000 feet, and we're looking for about 160 miles an hour before we pull for the loop. So it's a little bit quicker than average skydiving.
Yeah. What kind of G's are you pulling then?
Well, just for the initial pull when we dive for the loop, it's about 4G, but it's quite momentary. It's only for about 2 or 3 seconds.
Okay.
And then obviously we go from 4G to 0G upside down at the top.
Incredible. And so this team, Dave, are you the only professional formation wing walking team?
We are, yeah. We're the only professional formation wing walking team in the world. We can field from 2 aircraft, and now we have 6. So we have done 5 ship displays in the past. We've done 4 ship. We did 4 ship in the last couple of seasons. So we're geared up to do that. And obviously we travel all around the world doing this as well, visiting different countries.
Kirsten, I was watching a video. You're in the Gobi Desert. That looks amazing.
Oh yeah, that was probably one of my most favourite shows, if I'm going to be honest. It was very surreal, literally in the middle of the desert, like a long way. It was about an hour's drive to the site. I think it was like a monster truck festival. It was just the best fun, and the views of the sand dunes. We had a sunset show every night, doing the like loops at sunset over this oasis. It was like something out of a dream. It was magical.
Sounds beautiful. And you come from a trapeze and circus background.
Yes. So I grew up doing aerial circus, and that's sort of the direction I was actually heading with what I wanted to do for a career and stuff. So I was teaching a lot of aerial circus, and the same week as I got the job, I actually also got a place to study trapeze professionally. So it was kind of like a real crossroads in my life. And I'm so happy with what I chose, because it's just the most amazing opportunity, and I'm so happy.
How long has it been now? How many years?
This is my 3rd season on the team.
Okay. And Dave, how did this come about? So obviously, you tell me a bit about your pilot career before you started the team.
Well, I learned to fly at Cambridge back in the early 90s, and I just learned to fly on a Cessna 150, and it was the normal stuff. But straight away after that, I got a job, part-time job, flying a parachute aircraft up in Norfolk.
Ah, which one? It's your drop zone.
Yeah, Old Buckingham.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was flying for Tony Knight,
Yeah,
who was formerly Ipswich Parachute Centre, and then He moved over to Old Buckenham, started up UK parachuting. That's who I flew for.
Right.
At the same airfield, there was a Stearman there, a standard Stearman. So I started flying that. Anyway, long story short, I bought one and I had it for 12 years. I got a display racing with it. And then this job became free in 2006 and I applied for it. And I was lucky enough, obviously, with my display authorization plus 700 or 800 hours on that particular type of aircraft. It was quite a natural progression for me to move on to the wing walking, and I've been there ever since. So it's 14 years now.
Fantastic. What a great time. We must touch on the pandemic, the COVID-19 crisis. I ask everybody that I interview what you've been doing for the last 3 months. Start with you, Dave.
Well, obviously keeping up with the restrictions on flying with COVID. We were allowed to do maintenance flights. So we kind of went up there and we ran the engines and we've kept the aircraft ticking over, as it were. But also, because there's no air shows, we couldn't do public wing walks. I've got a Land Rover Defender, so I took that apart and restored it while we were waiting to get back to work.
And you, Kirsten, how have you been spending these last 12 weeks?
I've been doing a little bit of volunteering for there's a local community network, so I've been doing some of that. Keeping up with my stretching, just in case we do get a show. Yeah. Got to keep my flexibility up. I do a lot of cooking, and also I studied graphic design when I was at college, so I've been doing a bit of website work for people too.
Oh, fantastic. Sounds good. So, Dave, tell me about the public wing walking experience. This is something which I think you've just opened this weekend again. Is that right? People can come and join in?
Yeah, that's right. So what happened was the CAA and the Department for Transport actually relaxed the guidelines enough to give us permission to start public flights a week ago today, so last Friday. However, it's a bit of a slow start. One, because the accommodation around here is still closed. Right. So if people want to travel from distance to come here, there's nowhere for them to stay. That said, we have done a day's wing walking recently, and we were supposed to fly yesterday, but obviously the weather was too bad. So actually, we've got quite a full day tomorrow with people coming in. But obviously, we've had to put in specific procedures for when people come, and they can gather in groups, obviously, but not more than 6. And we have separate areas, people wait in their cars until one group has left, and then we clean, and then we can change over. So it's really safe, and we're very happy with the way that it works. And the girls have obviously have taken on the job with PPE on, and the people that flew the other day were really, really happy. In fact, they're both going to come back. They were that pleased. Do
they fly solo, or do they have one of your team with them on the wing?
No. Generally, we do offer a formation flight, but that's with a member of public and another member of the public, say father and son, or we can do that. But generally, we fly one aircraft with one person on, and they have a briefing with the girls on the ground, and then we go out to the aircraft and I speak to them about how they would like to fly. I mean, we can fly gently and fly around the trees and look at the houses and things, or we can do a bit more of an exhilaration ride with dips and dives and wing overs. So, and then they get onto the aeroplane, the girls strap them in a quick safety brief, and we're off. So we have up to about 10 minutes of flying around, taking pictures and videos from the ground. Obviously, we have a camera mounted on the aircraft as well. Yeah. And then when we land, they can climb off, and the girls can show them video, which they can take away them if they want to. And it's very popular. We're very busy, and we're very pleased how it's going.
Well, once the restrictions fully open, I'm speaking to the boss, and we need to come and do a live report from there. I need to get an experience of this. Kirsten, tell me about the first time. How did you find out about the job anyway? And tell me about the day of the interview.
Yeah, of course. So I heard about the job on the local radio. So it was actually my neighbour who heard it, and then they came around and they were like, listen to this, you should definitely apply. So I never ever thought I'd get it, because it tends to be girls with more like dancey backgrounds. Okay. Like Gemma, who who is my formation partner. She's a dancer. So I didn't really think I stood much of a chance, but I applied anyway, and I got the job, and I was absolutely over the moon. My interview was a very interesting job interview, as it was on top of an aircraft. And it was actually Dave flew me for the first time. My test flight was after it had been snowing, and it was absolutely freezing. It was in February, because I had to get trained up before the season, and it was so cold. It's really warm in the summer, but yeah, February is not really the right time to go wing walking in the UK. So yeah, before I got strapped in, I wasn't nervous or anything, and then I got left on top of the wing by Emily before we took off, and then the nerves really kicked in then. But literally, as soon as the aircraft took off, any nerves I had just melted away. It was just the most exhilarating, amazing experience, and I was quite disorientated because I'd never flown in a small aircraft before, so it was really quite an experience for me. And I got down, we landed, and I got down, and I just called my mum. Instantly, I was like, I have to get this job. I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't get this job, because it's just so much fun.
And you are constantly attached. You've got. Did you tell me you have a steel line attached to you? Because you start off inside the aircraft, don't you? Then you have to climb out.
Yeah. So for some shows, say we're performing by the seaside, we'll start off inside the aircraft at like maybe a close airfield, and then we'll fly, and then we get a signal, and we've got a steel cable that is kind of like in a secret pocket underneath our suit, on a waist harness, and it attaches to the aircraft. And we've got lots of handholds around the aircraft, so we're always holding on. We're never let go from the aircraft, and we're always attached. Once we're up there, then we can strap ourselves in on the top wing, which is a 5-point safety harness with a locking pin as well. So it's very, very secure.
Are you on comms with the pilot when you're flying?
No, we communicate with hand signals. So we have got sort of a set of hand signals that we use for safety reasons, but also we can, we've like developed our own sign language as well, so we can play like charades on top of the wing, that sort of thing. Sort of when we're in transit with the other wingwalkers and stuff.
Sounds amazing. What about the first time you experienced the forces, the G-force with the dives and the loops? Did you quickly get accustomed to it, or was it a shortcut?
I think I've always loved like roller coasters and stuff, so I was really, really nervous before I did my first aerobatics flight. But honestly, once you try it, you'll never go back. It was just so much fun. We did it, and I just kept wanting to go up. And like now, all I want to do is aerobatics. It's just so much fun. The G is quite intense on your body. Sort of when we dive in for our first loop, it gets really difficult to wave and stuff. So we've sort of adapted our routine throughout, so we know when the G is coming. So we wave. Yeah.
And Dave, I mean, what a summer, guys. You know, it's been ripped out of your hands for your displays, and we're talking to lots of pilots, display pilots, aerobatics. People are quite philosophical about it. They said it's been an opportunity just to calm down and take a break. You know, it's something that's forced on us. How have you dealt with it mentally, business-wise as well?
Well, obviously, it's difficult because public wing walking is our main source of income. So all we did was we kind of slowed everything right down. Vic Norman, who runs our company, is quite on the ball with the way things are working. So we went almost a bit dormant, if you like. But now, obviously, the public wing walking is coming back in, so which is good for us, obviously, because it gets the income coming in again and gets us back to work and flying. But also all of the UK air shows, as you probably know, have cancelled pretty much. But there are some in France that might go ahead. So I'm still talking to those people, and if they do come to fruition, then I think we've probably got 4, maybe 5 trips across to France between the end of August and the middle of October.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which would be quite nice. So that will get us, 2 aircraft back out on the display circuit as well. Although saying that, even though the UK airshow scene has kind of disappeared this year, I do think that next year it'll come back with a bit of a vengeance. Obviously, because people have been locked into their houses for a long time, and there's been, and as soon as McDonald's opens, there's a 10-mile queue, and I'm sure that if the first person to put on an air show, they're going to be queuing down the road to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave, have you had a flight? Have you been on the top? Have you been on the wing?
No. The only time I go up there is for maintenance and just to check everything's okay. That's fine with me.
I was just off air chatting with Kirsten a little bit before the fact that you've not done a skydive yet either.
Oh, I have.
You have, but Kirsten...
I haven't.
Yeah. Oh, Kirsten hasn't, no.
You did yours at Ipswich, did you, Dave?
No, I did mine in Dubai.
Ah, you did a tandem while you were there?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Only once. When I was flying the parachute aircraft, I probably dropped, 3,000, 4,000 people, but never jumped out myself. And we had the opportunity, and I did it. And once was enough. I won't do it again.
Oh, well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you. I wish you all the very best with your public experience. Tell us the website where people can check in for that.
It's gowingwalking.com. Very easy to remember.
I'll advert for you. Good luck for the future and have a fantastic 2021. And I'm definitely going to try and get our Air Sports News down for a live report one day because I want to be on the wing having a go myself. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.